and welcome to Worst Quality Crab, a podcast of Asian American stories and recipes from best quality hearts. I'm your host, Felicia Lee. Joining me, as always, is my husband and producer, Sam.
Hello.
This episode is very special. I'm very excited about it because we have two guests. We have the author and illustrator of A Very Asian Guide to Taiwanese Food. Joining us today, Nancy Jeng and Felicia Liang. Nancy is a Taiwanese American author born and raised in Northern California. She previously illustrated a cookbook, Noms from Mom, which looks awesome, inspired by her mother's Taiwanese recipes. She is also a marketer and a startup founder because she does a lot of things, including painting and hiking and outdoor stuff and like having a dog and just so many more active things than I can imagine. And Felicia is a Bay Area-based artist and printmaker whose colorful and maximalist work reflects the communities and cultures she's around. I love a maximalist. She weaves her storytelling and celebrates her Taiwanese American identity through her food, still life, and cityscape illustrations. Hi, Nancy and Felicia.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, that was a mouthful. I'm so sorry.
All good.
That was awesome. I love it.
Yes.
Like, do I do all those things?
I know.
According to your bio, you do all those
I
things.
would say hiking is, we'll put that in quotes. I'm not much.
Did I fever dream that from your bio?
Active walker.
Active walker.
Aspirational, yeah.
Active walker.
Oh, I'm sorry. Loves to travel. Hike is like a travel.
Oh,
That's fine.
sure, yeah.
How are you guys?
Doing well.
We're good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm really excited about this conversation. I will just say, listeners up front, we're going to talk about Taiwanese food.
Yeah.
If that is not your jam, it's literally the title of the book. If that's not your jam, go back to an old episode. Find what is your jam. But we're going to talk about Taiwanese food, and there are some recipes in this one, which, we don't always have. So I'm really excited about this. To start, Nancy and Felicia, you're both Taiwanese, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, great. Got that out of the way.
Yeah, I think Karen was included intentional about
Yes,
folks.
yeah. Karen is very intentional about who writes what things, but it always helps to clarify, I think. Did you grow up eating a lot of Taiwanese food?
Yeah, I did to a certain extent. I mean, my mom is an amazing cook, and she's always cooked growing up. But I will say I had a period of my childhood where I didn't really appreciate my own heritage in that way and was like even embarrassed about it. And so, she would sometimes make, not sometimes, this happened quite often, embarrassingly so, but she would make Taiwanese dishes and then make me and my sister like a mac and cheese or something that we wanted that we thought was like more Americanized.
Whoa.
And we just craved that. And like, I think for her as like a busy working mom, it was easier to just like give in than to try to fight the battle of two stubborn kids. And it wasn't until adulthood that I really like actually appreciated that and, moved away from it actually and kind of realized what I had when I didn't have it, like living in Texas for several years. Like I just didn't have as much of that food. And I was like, oh man, that was really good. And so, yeah, I grew up with it, but I didn't grow up with an appreciation for it, I would say. It is a regret of mine. But, it's just part of kind of being that like child of immigrants, I think.
Sam was nodding profusely because he also will like make something Asian-ish and then our kids will be like, meh, and then we'll just make the mac and cheese and they eat that and then we eat something delicious and then they'll try it and they'll be like
the same meal. Like this is the same meal. Oh my goodness.
Same meal.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Nancy, you described our household.
Oh my God.
It's like what battles are worth fighting.
Yes, that part.
But
Oh.
then sometimes when I'm like reheating something that's Chinese or Asian and like it's not meant for them, it's just meant for me to eat, they'll be like, oh, what's that? And then I was like, I'll try a bite. And then they'll end up like eating the whole thing. Stealing my whole meal.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Oh,
Frisia
that's
has
great.
experienced that.
Oh, for sure. There are some things we just don't eat in front of them if it's left over anymore because we don't want to risk it.
Oh, I think mine is my mom. I think like Nancy's she's an amazing, amazing cook. Maybe I was more embarrassed about it like in public, like for like lunches. But I think at dinner, I always enjoyed what my mom made. So I think my brother and I, like we all ate like the same meal as a family. My mom was pretty good about trying to make sure we ate as a family. But I think I didn't really appreciate how amazing of a cook she was until I was an adult, especially after college, living in New York and then coming back home and living with them for a little bit. I was like, oh, dang, I had it real good. And then when I lived in Taiwan for 3 months in 2022, that like solidified just like how Taiwanese my mom's cooking was, because all the food there reminded me of home. All the home cooked is like exactly everything my mom made. And I was like, oh dang. Okay. So
Oh, you had it real good.
yeah,
and
I
you
was
didn't
really,
know
really,
it.
and I think, and then my mom knows that now too. So she'll make me a meal. She's like, it's good, right? Not even asking like, how do you like? She's like, it's good, right? We know it's good.
Confidence,
Yes,
Mom.
yes.
Love that.
Into it.
The Asian mom humble brag is so real.
Yes.
For our listeners, tell us about the book.
Yeah.
Like, describe what the book is. I mean, I'm looking at it and it's beautiful,
Yes.
and it's a lovely illustrated book. But you, in your words, describe the book.
This is actually the latest in a series of really amazing books, and they're all kind of titled A Very Asian Guide. So it's like a very Asian guide to Indian food, to Japanese food, and obviously this edition is focused on Taiwanese food. And the origins of really the publishing company, but also kind of the book series is similar to what we touched upon here, a little bit of like, trying to instill pride in, your heritage and culture, especially at a young age, for kids who have that background. And the focus of the series is to really provide inspiration and education around food and its impact in culture, and not just talking about, what the food is. And it's not just a cookbook. It's not just recipes. It's really about trying to contextualize food and dishes in the context of, the cultures that formed it, the cultures that like influenced and shaped it, the like traditions around it, how it ties into like history and a lot of different things. And it's meant for kind of elementary aged kids. So it's, got beautiful illustrations thanks to Felicia, but also like there's stuff to read and learn. It's got that balance of education and inspiration.
Yeah, I think it's funny that it's actually called a kid's book, because I feel like I was reading it. I was like, I, as an adult, am also learning from the book as well. And I think it was my partner's friend said she got a Very Asian Guide to Vietnamese food. She's like, this book, there's blocks of text. There's a lot of text here. It's really good, but it's too advanced for my children right now. So I think it's a kid's book, but I think even I really like this series because like as an adult right now, especially people coming into identity, like it's another great entry point for learning about cultures and stuff. And then, I mean, Nancy did the heavy lifting with all the words in the recipe. So I just brought it to life. So she had a lot of rich history and descriptions in it. So I was able to add a lot of stuff I can pull from. And then hopefully my artwork kind of brings people back to walking around Taiwan and eating all the food.
Oh my gosh, I feel exactly the opposite. That I think like the hero of the book is the art, and like every page is just like bursting with color and like vibrancy and really embodies the culture. Like I think if it had not a single word in it, I would still think it's like one of the best books about Taiwanese food and culture. It's like really stunning. So yeah, we clearly have some girl crushes on each other.
I know. I just want to sit and watch this. Right? Like you guys compliment each other and be like, "Oh no, you're better. No, your thing is better." Like it's very endearing.
Because for Nancy's book, you did like watercolor illustrations in your book too, right?
I did, yeah. But they're like JV, it's just like little simple sketches, like, and it was just me trying to get back into painting, but not nearly to the degree that you're kind of illustrating.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind.
Beautiful.
These feel like Asian mom humble brags.
Yeah.
How did you two meet, or like how did you come about to collaborate on the book together?
I think, Nancy, you found me at a Renegade Craft Fair in San Francisco, maybe last year?
Yeah.
November 2024. And I think you were still writing the manuscript, or you're still working on it.
Yeah.
And so she had approached me at my booth at Renegade Craft, and I think probably just seeing my work, it's very, very Taiwanese, probably aligned with, just timing-wise, just aligned.
Yeah, exactly. I was like drawn to your booth like a moth to a flame. We were like wandering around. I was like, what is this? I bought a few prints. I like have them here. I gave some to my sister, and I was just so like taken by your style and just the way that you like represented the food and the culture. And I was like, I don't know if we can get her. I was talking to our publisher. I was like, she's really good. Like, we'll be so lucky if we can like get her to do this.
And then I think you had connected me with Karen pretty soon. And then I think my schedule was really busy at the beginning of the year. And like, that's when I had to start drawing. But I think the mission with this whole book series was really important to me. So I was just like, I'm going to make this work. I don't care. I'm going to make it work.
Oh, I'm so grateful for that.
This is so charming.
Yes.
Just walking around at a craft fair and found your partner illustrator.
Yeah.
This is adorable.
Always go to craft fairs. That's the takeaway.
Yeah, for real. Also, just, talk to people and see what happens. Actually, that's how this whole podcast happens.
Yes.
I do think it's funny that it's a kid's book. Like, I know that Glue, their whole thing is kids' books, and they're lovely and charming, and I love them. And also, like, I like these books.
Right. Exactly. They're great.
Yeah, like, they're very much adult books.
Yep.
And I think that maybe adults, they could maybe just learn everything they need to know from kids' books.
Yeah.
I agree.
Karen and I are going to have a whole conversation about this, but I think that, like, if we really just internalized kids' books, we kind of have everything we need to know.
Right. I mean, it works for my attention span right now. So,
for sure works for my attention span, but also, like, it boils everything down to, like, its most
what you need to know
and most important. Yeah.
Exactly. And then there's fun art. And there's fun art.
There's great art. It's so engaging. Yes. But, like, in this book specifically, like, what do I need to know? Very stinky, very crispy, very leafy, all very good things.
Yes.
Maybe reframe it as a coffee table book for adults, or
yes.
It could be.
Oh, but the whole series, right? It's a whole, like, conversation piece for all of them. Felicia, I do want to talk about your very Taiwanese illustrations.
Okay.
What about them do you feel like, or actually, this is a question for Nancy. What about Felicia's illustrations made you feel like it was very Taiwanese?
Ooh, that's a good question. The obvious thing is like the subject matters and like the, foods that you included. But I think what struck me was that you would also include a lot of like the context that alluded to like the people and the environment in which that food is like eaten and how it developed. And that's obviously a core part of like the book, right? Is like, it's not just like food just represents so much more. And you can see that really come through in your illustrations. You have like a POV on food and Taiwanese culture.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know how I answer that question. I'm going to say early on in my career, I was like, I did more broadly like Asian American artwork. And then it was only until like maybe after my time living in Taiwan in 2022, where I think I don't know if it was a conscious or like subconscious decision that I wanted to make more art that was more overtly about what being Taiwanese American meant to me. So I think just having lived there, I love looking at architecture and art and all that stuff. So I think I've always been drawn to that. And I whenever I do work that's like location specific or cultural specific, I also try to do my own research just to make sure I'm as accurate as I can be, or at least pay homage to it. So I think it's just like little details like the red stools that we sit at, those like low tables at like night markets. I think just those little details that bring me so much fondness, just even looking at them. I think I'm hoping by drawing them in the book, it brings that same fondness and curiosity to people.
I love that. Felicia, before this, you were doing food-based art also, right? Did I make that up?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. What about food was appealing to you even before the book?
I mean, I just like eating. I like food. But I think...
you're in the right place.
Right, yes. But I think for me, actually didn't quite connect with the Asian side of my Asian American identity until like 2015, 2016. And then I think I worked corporate for about 9 years until I switched to doing art. And so I did art on the side. And I think food, like for many children of immigrants and refugees, is like a great way to reconnect with your culture. So I combined that with drawing. That was just like, I kind of just did it for fun. And I found that I just really like drawing food. I love going to restaurants, trying new things. So I think it just kind of became what it is. I just enjoy drawing food. And I think people like looking at food, talking about food. Is a great way to connect with people. So I think that just kind of slowly snowballed and kind of became the career that I have right now.
Nice. Nancy, for you, noms for mom, right? Food has been a part of your life, obviously, but also you have this whole other corporate side of you. What is that intersection like? Like, right? Like, how do you live this whole other 9 to 5 working life and then do what is essentially a cookbook and another food book? Like, what is the role of food in your life that sort of led to these two very significant other projects? I'm not even going to call them side projects because they feel like a full-time job to me. How do you like work that into your regular life? What's the role of food in there that sort of leads you to this?
Well, I think I don't do a great job of it, to be honest, like balancing. Like, I think it kind of pivots a lot depending on life stage. But food has just like been a constant in my life always. Like, I'm very food motivated. Like, we talked about like travel before. Like, I think I travel just to eat.
Yeah, me too. Me
Yes.
too.
Yeah. And so, it is kind of a through line of just like what makes me happy. Like when I watch TV after work, I love watching food shows. And so it's always been like a part of what drives me. And I think I'm still in corporate, I guess. Like I, have my startup and I've been working in like tech for a while. And I think there were a couple moments in my career where I was like basically burnt out or close to it. And when I look back at like why that felt as bad as it did when it did, it's because I was so busy and emotionally drained that it squeezed out like the parts of my life that were the most joyful, which is like food and being with like friends and family, which is also tied to food, right? Eating together. And kind of having that recognition was like an aha moment for me a few years back of realizing like you have to prioritize that just as much as you would prioritize like a big meeting that you had to schedule and prepare for. Like you have to make room to do that and then make that just as important as anything else that you might consider immovable or like top priority. And that really like reframed things. Like I had been kind of noodling on doing something like the cookbook for a while, for years, actually, for like 9 years. I had like been kind of jotting down recipes from my mom and like I had a little blog going that I like contributed to like twice every 3 years or something like that. And because it wasn't like prioritized in the way that matched my values. And so there was a moment where I just realized like, no, this is something I want to get done. So I treated it actually like a work project. I gave myself a deadline. I wanted to launch the cookbook by my mom's birthday. And I like did a work back schedule. I mean, it was real nerdy. I was like, okay, we got to do 1 recipe a week and we're going to test it. And my whole family had to like be test tasters. And my mom, poor woman, had to like help like walk me through on the phone how much to put in everything. But anyway, all of that kind of led me to that output.
What was it like working with your mom? I know this is a different book, but I've like asked my mom about like doing like, I want to do like a risograph like zine of like her foods. And like she like panicked because she's like cookbook. She's like, I don't know anything. Like, no.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering what it was like working with your mom, especially these are her recipes. And like, I don't know if your mom's like the whole like dagai, like everything's like maybe this much.
Yeah.
That was my question. Like, how do you actually get a real measurement out of her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. And it's exactly like you're kind of describing. Like, she doesn't have real recipes, right? So, like, half the time it was like a lot of trial and error, or, in some instances, me just going to her house and literally like watching over her shoulder, like, before you put that in there, let me measure it. Like,
real prescriptive.
We're like just trying it and seeing. And, she put up with a lot. It's very annoying to cook with someone hovering over your shoulder that way, as you can imagine. And she was kind of like grumbly about it the whole time of like, like kind of being like playfully annoyed, which is kind of a typical like tiger mom-esque way. She's not really a tiger mom, but yeah, she was like a begrudging participant. But then when it like finally came out, like, you could tell she was like really proud. She like got copies for her friends. Like, so I think she really was more invested than she let on.
That's really adorable.
Yeah.
I want to talk about very Asian guy, which is Taiwanese food again for a moment in specific. I was looking through this again earlier before I ate lunch, and it was a huge mistake. I was very hungry.
Yes.
At this point, I think we still might go get popcorn chicken. Of the foods in here, I'll name them quickly. Scallion pancake, stinky tofu, bao, like a pork belly bun, popcorn chicken, tea eggs, beef noodle soup. See, it gets better and better. I can't. I'm not even, there's too many. Do you all have a favorite?
I'm like trying to like, what did I draw?
Because like when I was going through this, I was like, yes, I love this. And I would get to the next page and I'd be like, oh, I love this also. And then I'd get to the next page and I'd be like, no, I want to eat this one too.
Oh, I like just flipped it because I have the book up. Like obviously, I think number one is for me is Taiwanese breakfast. I think it's one of the hardest meals to find here in the US. It's actually also one of my like best-selling prints too. So I think I just have a fondness for Taiwanese breakfast. And I think that's like when Taiwan is like, people get up extra early, but it's not a morning city either. So I feel like it reminds me of just like Taiwan and Taipei, especially when it's like really chill and quiet before like the hordes come out. So I think breakfast. And then I would say, I don't know, I like the fruits and veggies. Because again, I think those are also hard things to find here in the US, but it's like stuff that I like crave when I go there.
Nice.
But I like the whole book, but I think those two are my favorite. It's too hard to pick.
That's fair. Nancy, what about you? Was there a favorite of these that you either favorite to eat and maybe also favorite that you liked researching or writing about or was most interesting to you?
Yeah, I think two come to mind, and they're more just tied to nostalgia and like memories more than anything. But like lu rou fan, which is like kind of a braised pork dish with, rice, and you can put different things in it, and you usually make a big batch at once. You don't just make like one bowl. I grew up eating that. That's like the ultimate kind of comfort food. And that is a very classic, like home cooked meal. Like every family probably makes it for their kids. And I think everyone probably has their own different version of it too. Like we would make it with just regular ground pork when I think most places they make it with like pork belly. It's like actually quite fatty. And so the one I grew up with is like not that fatty.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
my mom did ground pork.
Because it was like available at like most grocery stores. So that's how I know it. And so like it's just got a lot of like fond memories. And then green onion pancakes I think are just so fun and versatile, and they're fun to make, and also have a lot of memories of like making it with my grandma, my nai, who is also an amazing cook, and she would just whip it up out of nothing. And there's only like a few ingredients in it. It's a very simple dish, but like for some reason, no one has ever been able to replicate what she's done. We don't know what it is.
Speaking of which, that is the recipe one of the recipes in the book.
I was excited about that one.
Have we tried making it yet? No, Felicia, no.
I should though. I really should though.
Yeah, I'm curious your take on it. I think that's another one where people kind of have different ways of making it. But yeah, it's fun. I haven't made it in a while, but
I'm like so plebeian. I was like, I've only had like the frozen ones, but it would be nice. Oh no, I did try it with my mom once. We did try making it once. It's hard to get the onions like evenly spaced.
Yeah.
So when I roll it out, it's like around the edges. I was like, I did something wrong.
Oh, I could see how that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nancy, do you make it?
I do. I haven't in a minute, but it's a fun recipe because you can make a batch and then freeze it.
them.
And it's like there's no difference really. Like it tastes just as good when you've kind of defrosted it as like fresh. So it's like super convenient, and you can kind of use it as a canvas for a lot of things too, especially in kind of like more modern, like, I don't know. I feel like fusion's been a bad word, but I'm okay with it. Like,
well, yeah, because that's like the scallion pancake pizza I drew, and then like the scallion pancake burrito. Yeah, you could do anything with it.
I actually wanted to talk about that because here's where I'm just a terrible person, period. I won't even, not a terrible Asian, just a terrible person. I know about scallion pancakes. I know that they come frozen. I didn't start buying them frozen until they were at Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
because those are really good though.
They're good though. No,
they're
good. They are good. But then, and I was like, got really into them, and I saw all the like, do your egg and then you fold it and your bacon, and it's like a breakfast hack, and instead of a tortilla and all these things. And I was like, aha, genius. And then after some, reflection, I was like, oh, this is just all white people things. Of course they sell them at my local Asian market, but I never thought to buy them there because I'm the worst.
Oh, it's okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
I buy it from Trader Joe's
Yes.
too.
Okay.
And the Asian market.
My mom buys it from Trader Joe. She says it's good.
But
It
like,
is
how
good.
do we feel about this?
I think it's great. I mean, I think more people, what I've heard actually is people love green onion pancakes, scallion pancakes. A lot of times they don't even realize it's Taiwanese. And I kind of feel like
Oh, yeah.
Trader Joe's put that
They
a little
did
bit
put,
on
I was surprised they said Taiwanese scallion pancakes.
Yeah,
Oh,
because it
interesting.
says
Yeah, that's true.
Taiwanese
Yeah.
scallion pancakes on it, which I was like, yeah, that's great. Because like I think Taiwanese food gets lumped with like Chinese food. And of course it's like all related, but like that is very Taiwanese and like they should get the credit. So I loved seeing that. And I love like, Taiwan is a small island country. Like I think it's things like that that help it punch above
Visibility.
its weight class,
Yep.
right? Yeah, like it's pretty awesome to see more of that, like just more Taiwanese things in culture and people recognizing it as such.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I feel better. Thank you.
Yeah.
A little bit absolved of buying my frozen Asian foods at Trader Joe's. The same with the kimbap that they, everyone went crazy for.
Yes.
It exists elsewhere.
Also yummy.
Also yummy. But
Easy. It's easy.
It's easy. Now I just get it from Costco because it's more of them. Still white people.
Or are they making this stuff to cater more to like the growing Asian populations too, right?
Yeah, they are.
Right.
But,
But still.
it's, yeah.
I feel, yeah.
We know where
Yes.
it eventually
Yes.
all leads to. How do you guys eat and cook now? Right? Like you talked about Felicia, you're laughing already. You talked about like not appreciating your parents' cooking and like not knowing kind of how good you had it. How do you have it now?
I cook predominantly like Taiwanese, Chinese food at home. I think people assume because I draw so much food that I like love cooking. And I do sometimes, but I cook because like I gotta eat. My partner has to eat. But I still cook mostly Chinese and Taiwanese food at home though. So I'll pull recipes or like cookbooks. I have like Clarissa's cookbook. I think every Taiwanese American probably has Clarissa Way's cookbook.
And then some.
Yes. And then, or I'll like call my mom, like, yo, what do I need? And she'll like kind of walk through stuff. And then like, I think I've done it enough and seen her cook enough that I can kind of figure it out. So I still kind of bring what my mom like taught me. So I bring it here. So I cook for myself and my partner.
Was that in part from having lived in Taiwan and then sort of after the fact, or have you always been that way from moving out to current?
Oh, New York. Yeah. So yeah, I think after college, I cooked a lot for myself. I mean, in my 20s, early 20s, I think I went out more because I was in New York, but I think I don't feel good if I eat out too much. So I started cooking more at home. And then honestly, especially when I went full-time as an artist, I was like, I don't have money to spend. So I started cooking a lot more. I went grocery shopping, so I cooked a lot more. And I think that habit has stayed. So I just like cooking.
Nice.
So fun. Yeah, cooking's like so therapeutic too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the side benefits of the cookbook that I wrote is there's now like written documentation of like how to make some of my favorite recipes. And as things have been like quite busy in my world, I haven't had as much time to cook. But my husband, who's a white boy from Texas, has like taken up the charge, and he's been making dishes in his book. And so I'll have, he's made lion head meatball, and he's made lu rou fan and some
That's
other
incredible.
things. So I still get some of that like benefit just from passing the knowledge on to him.
I love this.
Oh, that's great. It's like your mom's legacy. It's like your family's legacy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This feels like the best scam somehow.
I know, right? Yeah, it's a long way to get there, but
It's an extremely long con, but it works.
Yes.
Yeah. That's really what the end game was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is his as good?
It's pretty good. I mean, I think it's funny. Every version of it tastes like a little bit different, even if you're following the same recipe. Like, I think that's just the nature of it. But yeah, it's as good as like any version that anyone in my family has made.
Has he tried your grandmother's green onion pancake recipe?
Ooh.
I don't think he's done that one on his own. Maybe as my sous chef a couple times, but yeah, that should be the next one.
That's the next long con, is you get him to perfect it to how your grandmother made it.
Yeah, exactly. Recreate it. That reminds me of the Friends episode where Phoebe's trying to
Yes.
Where they're trying to recreate
the chocolate chip cookie.
What if the whole scam was, it was just a Trader Joe's scallion pancake all along?
Oh no.
Oh my God.
You do like a taste test, right? It's like, which one's Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
Wait, I love the made up backstory on this one that I've just come up with in my head of your grandma just always like going to the Asian
Trader
market.
Joe's.
Yeah, Trader Joe's or whatever, any Asian market, and just being like, no, I made this for you. And then defrosting it even and being like, oh, it's fresh. Look at this. Oh, we need a filmmaker friend to make this into a short. I love this idea so much.
Yeah, let's get a videographer on it.
Or Felicia can illustrate this.
Oh, we get the whole process. It's like,
It's the next book.
the next kid's book. Yes.
The next kid's book is Grandma's Long Con.
Yes. Specifically Nancy's grandma.
That actually would be so funny.
Nancy's Grandma's Long Con.
Nancy's grandma's
Karen,
long con.
Shady grandma behavior.
Karen, we found your book.
The follow-up to A Very Asian Guide to Taiwanese Food.
I love it.
Can you talk about papaya milk smoothie for a minute? Just because this is actually a thing that I had never heard of.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear about it until later, too.
I don't know if it's...
I didn't like papayas either. So
I don't either. Mangoes forever.
Yeah. I do like them if it's grown in the right, like Taiwan and Mexico, I'll eat it, but
Yes.
I didn't like it until I was an adult, though.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, papaya is really polarizing. Like, I think it's got kind of a funk to it, like
Yes.
the raw fruit that a lot of people don't like. My partner included, he actually really doesn't like papaya. But I find, I mean, I grew up with it. Like, that was our summer, refreshing drink. So I've always had it. I mean, going to Taiwan and having papaya there, it tastes so different than the papaya here. It's like super sweet. And I think the papaya here is not that sweet. It's actually like...
It's like drier too,
creamy.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like very understated flavor. Whereas in Taiwan, it's very, very sweet, really bright, like kind of coral color. And so if you were to buy it from the market there and make a smoothie with that, you would not need any like sugar to make it like still taste like a very sweet drink. Like it's just pure fruit. And I think like that probably goes for like a lot of different fruits and things. Like if you have it where it's grown naturally, it's just like it makes a world of difference. But I can understand, like why it's polarizing. I still love it though.
That's fair. I was reading the in the book and also the recipe, and I was like, oh, wait. People love papaya, not me, but if this is like a national drink to a degree, it's probably good and maybe I should give it a whirl. But now it sounds like I can't do that here because papayas are bad here and that's why I don't like them. It's not so I have to go to Taiwan for this or Mexico.
Yes, and then bring it in, yes.
And then get arrested for bringing imported fruit into the country.
Sorry. They also sell it in a can, don't they? There's like a company that sells like papaya milk, like
really?
Canned version. Yes. That also has polarized, like people have mixed responses to it, but they have a canned version of it too.
Okay. Maybe I will start there.
I'll have to check it out.
Probably not as good as obviously the fresh recipe, not as good as the fresh recipe, but
I'll look for that one.
Yes.
Here is how little things I know or never really thought of. You have a whole very tropical page about fruits in Taiwan. And you have said a couple of times, like, it's like a tropical island and sort of like the climate of things. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Like, now that I have read it and you have said it and I think about, like, geography, it makes a lot of sense. But I just never considered it in all of the fruits that you've named that are, like, basically all the fruits that I would find in Hawaii. And I, like, never sort of thought about those in the same way. And I don't know, that's just like me being dumb, but something about that is really interesting to me in the way that like we think about locations.
Totally. No, I think that's very common because most people associate Taiwan with Taipei. That's like
The
where
city.
most of the population
bustling
lives.
city.
Yeah. It's a city. And when you go to Taiwan, that's probably where you would go and probably where you'd spend the most time. It's just the main hub. It is like a subtropical climate. And I've always said, like, I think it has the potential to be like almost like a beach destination in the way that like Thailand became, like, especially if you go down south, like the beaches there are pristine and like no one's ever in them. I don't feel like Asians are like that into like beach culture.
The beaches, yeah. I was like, I'm not either. But
I
also
love
like,
the beach.
I like the ocean, but I was like, I would
Yeah.
rather hang out anywhere but the beach.
And that's like you're not the
Wow.
only one, because the beaches are like kind of empty, but they're beautiful.
They're
and it's
beautiful
so
though. And the
warm.
water is like, yeah, the water's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And also I would say like the east side of the island with all the nature and in the mountains and everything, but like driving especially on the east with like the water and then all the hiking and stuff there, like you definitely get that. But I guess that's an interesting point, because I think tropical wouldn't have been an adjective I used to describe Taiwan, because I'm usually in the city. But I think the fruits are a visual representation of it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. Like, I do think about more city and Taipei and sort of like the bustle of things. And like in my own sort of narrow way, like I think of Taipei and then I think of maybe like when I've gone to Hong Kong and had sort of like tropical fruit drinks there and things like that. But it never occurred to me like lush tropical fruits growing and that being sort of like a staple of both everyday like foods and also impacting cooking and recipes. And pineapple cakes, right? Like pineapple cakes are such a big thing. And also pineapples were imported in the 16th century. Like all of this sort of like colonialism and travel and climate all coming together in one little pastry. It was like kind of wild.
Yeah, totally. I know. Pineapple cakes are such a like fascinating amalgam of all of those things. And there's also a lot of like Japanese influence in Taiwan. You can see that in the food. Like my grandma spoke Japanese, you know, like she was native to Taiwan.
Yeah, mine did too. My grandma thought she was like ethnically Japanese till she was in like 4th grade, because she like spoke Japanese.
Oh, wow.
And then she's like, wait,
Oh,
what?
wow.
I'm not. I'm not.
It's a huge shock. Like, and what now?
Yeah. Even the restaurants too. There's so much good Japanese restaurants in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Huh.
Culture, food, influence.
Yeah, because I think it's like our grandparents'
learning a
generation
lot
had
here.
a bit of a they had like a reverence for, but I mean, they colonized us, but there was still a reverence to Japanese culture, which still like you could see everywhere around Taiwan.
It's like stronger, the Japanese influence, than like the Chinese influence in some ways.
I would agree. Yeah.
How do we feel about that?
I know, I was about to say.
I was like, oh no, we're getting to a very serious topic that I also don't know enough about. Classic.
I mean, whatever. I don't know anything about anything, but we do all these shows anyway. But like, I mean, in the sense of like, before we go too far off the rails from food and into geopolitical whatever, that's really interesting to me, right? Because when I think about Taiwan and China is the thing that people, I think, first comes to mind and think about. But then to say like, there's a strong Japanese influence that still persists, like that's something I never really would have thought about. And I don't know that there's a question in there other than like, holy shit, like the colonialism everywhere is still just playing out in so many ways that we're not realizing, and make it stop. I don't know.
Well, I think like what has been seen recently is like a resurgence of like Taiwanese pride, just like in Taiwan as its own country of different influences. Like you're seeing that there, and like with expats and people, the diaspora, like across the world. And I think that's like generally a good thing, no matter whatever your political beliefs are. I think it's just good to kind of like have that pride and recognition.
We are running out of time, but I have one last heavy question for you. I actually don't know how heavy it is. How did you all growing up relate to being Taiwanese American? Or did you? Like, were you even aware? Like, we had another guest on, Liang Camp, and she talks about like people thinking she was Chinese and her being like, I'm not Chinese, and like, you know, having that moment. Did you have that experience? Was it something you were aware of as kids?
I think like I had a similar experience to what you described, where like probably growing up, Taiwan culture and Taiwan as a country wasn't understood as much. So like the easiest way to communicate like something close to your heritage is, like Chinese American. That's kind of what I considered myself to be. And I think only recently in the last 10 years or so do people even understand that nuance of like to be a Taiwanese American and how that's like maybe different than being Chinese, even though it is like, ethnically, like obviously in the same group. I think the understanding and nuance has just evolved to where that like can be a productive conversation.
I always corrected people when I was younger. Again, I think identity when I was younger, it's funny to think about. It's like I didn't connect with the Asian side of my Asian American identity for a while, but when I was younger, when people say, "Are you Chinese?" I would correct them and say, "No, I'm Taiwanese." Without the pride that I have now. So it's kind of weird thinking back that I still corrected them, but I didn't have the pride that I had then. I'd just be like, "No, you're wrong."
Yeah, you're just
being a punk. Just being a punk.
Right, yeah. I love that even more.
I think, yeah. And I think my parents are also, I think, proud of like being Taiwanese too, but I think they weren't trying to like drill it in me either. It's like the Chinese school I went to was owned by Taiwanese folks. Like all my friends are like Taiwanese Americans. So my mom, they weren't like overt about it, but I think I was surrounded by Taiwanese people all the time. And then I think we're speaking about the kind of like, I don't want to say renaissance, but the kind of resurgence with Taiwanese pride now too. I think that's gotten a lot stronger now, even now, the last couple of years, especially with being able to showcase really Taiwanese work at craft fairs that I would say are historically very white, I think has been kind of pretty huge. So I think that seed was always there when I was younger. I think I just didn't really fully understand it until like 20 years later. But I feel like it was always there because I think my parents, again, kind of set the environment for me and then gave me the freedom to kind of explore and connect with it.
That's beautiful. That's a perfect place to end. I mean, honestly, I want to keep talking to you both so much longer. I think we could talk about a lot of things.
Yes.
But alas, we are at time. Listeners, please go buy this book. It is beautiful. It is out September 16th.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Nancy and Felicia will be at On Waverly for their book launch event on September 14th. That's a Sunday. Yep. I will be there, most likely, because we love On Waverly. What's up, Cynthia and Jen? Nancy and Felicia, where can people pre-order the book? Where can they find your work? Besides the book, other stuff. Where can they find you?
You can go to gluebooks.com, GLOO books, and you can pre-order it there. And it's also available for pre-order on Amazon and other places.
Check your local bookstores too, because I think they also have like pre-order links too. So that's another way to support.
And where can people find you if they want to just, check out your work and stuff?
You can find me on Instagram. So my handle is at BY Felicia Liang. And my bio has a link to pre-order as well. And then I have an Etsy shop, the same name. I'm opening my own Shopify shop soon. And then if you're in the Bay Area, I usually vend at events at Fort Mason.
Oh, fun.
And San Francisco. So you can find me around the Bay Area for pop-ups.
Felicia, I actually think I was at an event you were at and I knew who you were, but I didn't say hi because I didn't know what to say. It was a pop-up at Dom and Sarah with 5 different chefs, and actually went because a past guest was there. And I think you were there with another card vendor, and I was like, I think I follow them both on Instagram, but that's a weird thing to say.
I listened to the episode with Jessica, right? Because Jessica was there.
Yes, with Jessica, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's a weird line to just be like, hey, I follow you on Instagram. Nice to meet you. I don't know.
No, you should talk to me. No, please. I love meeting people.
Next time. Also, listeners, go talk to Felicia if he's here to craft fair.
Yes. Oh, but I guess a little nugget too. I think Jessica and Henry will probably be at the book launch event too.
Oh, yay. I had been meaning to get Henry on the show. I ran into Henry at the Asian Art Museum event too.
Yeah.
Henry's great.
Yeah, they're hopefully making stuff for the event, so I'm really excited.
Oh, fun. Okay, everybody, meet it on Waverly.
I know, right?
September 14th.
Yeah, Jessica and Henry are going to be there. It's going to be good. I don't know if we're supposed to say that, but I just did.
That's fine. Whatever.
I'm too excited.
We're manifesting. We're going to make it happen because we've now said it. And they will follow through. Nancy, where can people find your work?
If you wanted to check out an Instagram that's updated once every few months at best, Noms from Mom or nomsfrommom.com.
I love that. It's so good.
Got to get the alliteration in there.
Yeah.
Memorable.
It's amazing.
Very memorable.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening. Nancy and Felicia, thank you for being here. I can't wait to get a hard copy of this book. And I am going to try, actually, let's be real, Sam is going to try scallion pancakes.
I know. I feel like I should too. I got some pressure. I need to try it too.
Should we all try it?
I think so.
Should we all try
I
it
think
before
we
the
should.
launch?
Yes.
Okay, we'll try it and we'll compare notes.
Yes.
This is good.
Yes.
Listeners, if you would also like to try it, there are 3 recipes in this book, including Nine Eyes scallion pancakes. So go out and get the book. You will have this beloved recipe that may or may not be Trader Joe's secretly. We have no idea. We'll never know. And thank you all so much for listening. Until next time, we'll talk to everybody later. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.